Steppin' into Eden, yeah, brother.
Hey, it's Janelle, and welcome back to another episode of Treknalysis. Today, we got the hippy-dippy Star Trek man coming at you with some hippy-dippy Star Trek. Man.
Long time back when the galaxy was new.
Yay, brother, it's the far-out episode, The Way to Eden. Also known as the Space Hippie episode.
Don't cry.
You're never gonna freak anybody out with this music.
Now, one of the criticisms the original Star Trek show gets is how dated it can feel, which isn't entirely fair in some cases and totally valid in others. Sure, they're still using floppy disks in the 23rd century when we've largely abandoned them in this century. The computers can sometimes sound like a dot matrix printer having a bad day, and even the ladies' uniforms have a very 60s flair.
And women wore less.
But ignoring some of the visuals, it still has stories that hold up today that still attract new fans. And then you're hit with episodes like The Way to Eden with Space Hippies.
Right, brother.
Oh yeah, and it also has hippie musical numbers.
If a man tells a
Yeah, imagine sweating to that oldie.
I need your energy!
Well, all you flower children, let's rap about Star Trek Woodstock for a while as we figure out if The Way to Eden is out of sight or get this out of my sight.
I just had to give one of those barefooted what-do-you-call-ems the boot out of here.
But before I go further, thanks for checking out my video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more of my Star Trek, video game, and other miscellaneous content. Keep those hailing frequencies open on the other social media sites, and a big thank you to my channel members for supporting the channel. If you'd like to buy me a cup of tea and support my work, consider joining up on my channel. Be great to have you aboard. The Fuzz is on the trail of a rather groovy starship through the stars. Man. The Aurora, no, not that Aurora, was reported stolen, and Captain Kirk and the Enterprise are on the chase. Which, weirdly enough, could have been an episode of T.J. Hooker.
4 Adam 30, now northbound in the riverbed.
The Aurora overheats and explodes, but the Enterprise manages to beam the perps on board.
And a nice lot, too.
Ow, man.
No, go.
What, are you dodging the draft? Starfleet doing that again? What the hell's going on here? Busted by the man and with flower power literally painted on them, these hippie kids are led by the older Dr. Severin, the man whose ears I'm not sure would impress the Ferengi or completely disgust them. He used to be an engineer until he was dismissed from his job to become a full-time hippie and influence a bunch of impressionable college-age kids, convincing them to wear hard-boiled eggs and reject modern living and technology. He also likes to walk around with a blanket tied around him like he's 5 years old and pretending to be Superman. He and his followers are in search of the legendary planet Eden, where they can live and lead simple, natural lives. You know, like the Bring Lloydie. Because that was a well-loved episode.
My God, Picard, the place is a bloody death trap!
Now, Kirk would have no problem throwing all these asses into the brig for piracy, violating flight regulations, crossing into hostile territory, and endangering lives. You know, peace and love and all that. But an important ambassador's son is one of them. The one with the purple hair.
Is that your real hair?
What do you think?
I think you're trying to get back at your parents. That's what I think.
You are not prisoners, but my guests. I expect you to behave as such.
Oh, Herbert, you are stiff.
Yeah, suffice to say, Kirk's not getting through to them, but weirdly enough, Spock of all people is.
I am not Herbert. He's not Herbert. We reach.
No, Herbert isn't a reference to Dune author Frank Herbert, but rather an uncomplimentary term for someone with rigid thinking. I'm guessing the equivalent would be the man, but Kirk earned the nickname because he won't take them to a planet that might not even exist and will instead hand them over to the authorities on account of the whole Grand Theft Starship thing.
Herbert.
You're damn right we're all Herberts here. Spock, however, sympathizes with them, or as he claims, curious about them. They feel like aliens in their own world, and he's also an alien. No, really, that's the logic he's using.
They regard themselves as aliens in their own world, a condition with which I am somewhat familiar.
Meanwhile,
Gonna crack my knuckles and jump for joy. I got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy.
yeah, keep it up, Adam. It won't be long before you're also Herbert. Twice, actually. So when they're not causing a public disturbance, the Space Hippies mostly hang out playing terrible hippie music.
I see you. I see you. I see you.
I'll be watching you.
I'm talking about you.
And I'm talking about throwing you in the brig.
Why do you wear all those clothes? How do you breathe?
Everybody gotta wear clothes, and if you don't, you get arrested.
Well, as it turns out, Chekhov once dated the hot hippie with the scandalous belly button back at Starfleet Academy.
Her name is Irina Galilean.
Come again? Irina is a Starfleet Academy dropout who abandoned it and Chekhov for the hippie lifestyle, and finally Chekhov can ask her that one burning question he's had for years.
Why did you do it?
Why did you?
Hey, he asked you first. Yeah, she never directly answers questions, which I find particularly annoying.
Are you happy in what you do?
Are you happy?
Define happy.
In your work.
So Irina's trying to get Chekhov to also join the hippie lifestyle. You are always so correct. Why not give in to yourself? You'll be happier. Which sounds more like she's trying to get him to come over to the dark side more than anything else.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
Hippie and hippie. Oh no, another hippie protest. What is it this time? Legalize flower power?
Oh, their flower power. It's no match for my glower power. Ooh.
Well, as it turns out, Dr. Severin is riddled with disease. I mean, you can't just own a disease, man. Dr. Severin is a carrier of a nasty bug, ironically created by the sterile environment of the future. He's basically a walking biohazard and a risk to public health. With travel restrictions he failed to mention to anyone. And Dr. McCoy doesn't know if the crew is in danger.
You invent the crime, find me guilty and sentence me.
Meanwhile...
You know what we want. You want it too.
How do you know what I want?
Yeah, good luck with that, lady.
Oh my.
Kirk's just about had it with these hippies, their sit-ins, and their terrible protest music.
They can never silence our song of protest.
Stiff man putting my mind in jail, and the judge bang the gavel and say no bail.
So Spock goes to talk to Dr. Severin to get the kids to chill out a bit.
I have no influence over what they do.
The hell you do? Now, credit to the episode. While Dr. Severin is set up as the main antagonist, you can see why he started this movement. It was technological advancement that created the virus he carries inside him, so he rejected it in favor of the opposite, a natural life where that bug would have never existed. There's a tragedy in his situation, and I would argue that he ends up being more sympathetic than someone like Alexis in DS9, who trapped an entire Starship crew in her tech-free world just for the love of the game.
I did it all for the community.
Shut up!
On the other hand, Dr. Severin would be a direct threat to the people he claims can help him since they wouldn't have immunity to his virus, and he refuses to see that.
Dr. Severin is insane.
Well, that took you long enough. Spock, however, did manage to get him to talk to the hippie kids in exchange for locating Eden, so there's that, I guess. Oh, the little convinced the hippie kids to hijack the Enterprise. Which, to be fair, isn't nearly as hard as it should be. We got old purple hair here talking to Sulu about botany. Irina's working Chekhov.
Spock to Chekhov, repeat. I am not receiving.
I was momentarily delayed.
And Adam invited Spock to a jam session. Though God knows what Adam's saying half the time.
Am I crossing you? Oh, that's now. That's real now. Would he shake on a session?
Adam, I'm begging you. Speak normally!
I see your lips moving, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
And now to spread those groovy vibes across the Enterprise.
Hey, out there.
I swear to God, I didn't know it was supposed to happen like this.
I tell you, the good old boys, this is not.
You're gonna look pretty funny trying to eat corn on a cob with no teeth.
Finally, some decent music. Oh, come on, that's no way to do the Vulcan neck pinch.
It's down here where the shoulder meets the neck. Like this. Yeah.
We also need to take a moment to appreciate the fact that they managed to commandeer the Enterprise with hippie music.
Seems as though someone else is running the ship.
That's right. Someone else is running this ship.
Oh, great. He's taking us to Romulan space. Hey, Tomalak. Yes, I know we crossed the neutral zone. Well, Space Hippies hijacked the Enterprise.
No, I'm not making this up. I just got an earful of awful hippie music.
Honestly, if you captured the Enterprise, it would probably put us out of our misery.
What do you mean you're leaving us?
He's got jelly in the belly, real scared.
You know, as many security slip-ups that Worf had over the years on the Enterprise D, at least Space Hippies didn't hijack the ship. Just the Ferengi. So Kirk tries to reason with the hippie kids. Severin's insane, he's using you, but he is still Herbert.
Herbert. You tell him.
We dig your scene, man. So now the Enterprise has been converted into the latest hippie mobile as they set a course for the planet Eden.
Head now to...
Oh, make it stop! And if that wasn't bad enough, Dr. Severin knocked everybody out with high-pitched shrieks.
One of the shuttlecrafts has been taken.
Well, I guess the problem just took care of itself. But then again, there's no life on the planet, so we better check it out. To be fair, it does look like a nice place to visit.
All this plant life is full of acid.
Really, hippies? Really? Not really helping the stereotypes, are you?
Illegal drugs are bad news. Don't mess with them.
Oh no, Adam! No, wait, his finger's still moving! He's alive! Wait a minute. Adam ate the fruit of Eden and then died. Oh no, it almost seems biblical. Meanwhile, the rest of the hippies just lost a game of the floor is acid, but Dr. Severin insists that they're all staying. You know, after all the they put us through, not to mention hijacking the ship, fine, go for it.
Don't bite into that.
Stop, don't come back.
And thus ends the hippie's tale. Alright, let's beam the hippie kids to the starbase. Let them deal with them for a little while. Chekhov and Irina bid each other farewell, and Spock wishes Irina luck in her and her buddies' search for Eden, either by finding it or making it themselves. And then Kirk adopts some hippie lingo.
We reach, Mr. Spock.
Good sense, innocence, crippling mankind.
And that was the way to Eden. Yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. I mean, sure, Star Trek has always been known for addressing topical issues, but in other episodes at least, there was always an underlying timeless message that goes beyond the 1960s. The Way to Eden is not one of those episodes, and it hasn't aged well at all. It comes across as cheesy and campy, especially compared to other episodes in the original show. Heck, I'm not even sure what the overall message is. Maybe how unstable the hippie lifestyle is, and eventually they all have to become Herberts in order to survive? Or maybe it's about the cult of personality of Dr. Severin and his influence over his young followers? That maybe behind every youth movement, there's an older figure pulling the strings? Or maybe even the pitfalls of futuristic technology? Whatever the message is, it seems to get lost in the very 60s feel of the episode, and I can see why some people would consider this episode to be a failure.
Right, brother.
At the same time, credit where credit is due. The hippies aren't set up as straw men for Kirk to prove wrong. There is a logic to the hippies' ideologies, so much so that Spock, of all people, is curious about them. It's their methods that the episode questions, and you can understand why they're the antagonists. I mean, they say they wanted a revolution, but when they're talking about hijacking starships, you can count me out. Now, does this make the episode that much better? Probably not. Don't get me wrong, the episode is great to riff on, and I wouldn't exactly call it the worst episode of the show, but this is one throwback that won't exactly blow your mind.
Gonna live, not die.
So what are your thoughts on The Way to Eden? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Has it aged as poorly as I think it does, or do you see more timeless themes in it? And what are some of your favorite topical Star Trek episodes, whether they aged well or not? Please, leave comments below and discuss. As always, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Treknalysis. If you like what you see, why not give my video a like and subscribe to my channel? Tell your friends. Until next time.
Herbert, 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 Herbert.